Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Drew and this is JustAGuyLinux, and this, friends, is a weird day for me. Why? Because there's always been this kind of running joke that I was going to do my own distro at some point. I mean, I've done these install scripts, DWM, Sway, i3, Qtile, and I've wanted to do something that kind of combined those two things. Well, I made a little bit of an executive decision. I looked at this top 10 videos on my channel. Now, 4 of these videos have to do with me installing Debian with ButterFS, setting up the subvolumes for Timeshift. It's labor intensive. Not a lot of distros do it out of the box. And if I was going to do a distro, I would want to do this. Another decision, I wanted a live environment. I did not want to use KDE or GNOME to do it. That's just, doesn't everybody? So I decided I was going to do XFCE. XFCE has been dinged a lot for not having a very appealing user experience right out of the box. As you can see, I have done a video on XFCE. It was 2 years ago. And so I wanted to have the live environment look in a more polished looking XFCE. And that's what I went for. So today we're going to release Butterbian. It is a play on words. ButterFS. You know, I've talked about butter. I have a lot of butter repo, butter bash, butter ZSH, and so on. Okay. Butterbian is the combination of butter or ButterFS and Debian. So take those two words, smash them together, and you come up with Butterbian. Let me click on that. So basically, this is a one-pager. Butterbian is a Debian 13 Trixie live ISO built around one idea. Your system should be snapshotted before anything breaks. Most distros leave this for you. This does it for you. Timeshift is configured. GRUB ButterFS is wired in, so you can roll back from GRUB if it all goes sideways. The sub-volume layout is like this. And at this point, this is when I'm going to tell you that this is the only layout. There is no manual partitioning. If you want to do something completely manual, just install Debian, do it yourself like most people do. This is a one, this is it. This is what you're going to get. And there's no discussion here, okay? The other part is there's no discussion about encryption. I could not get encryption to work like straight out of the box. I had some failures, and I will go back and take a look at this. It is possible that I could just encrypt the home subvolume. That might be the easier way to go. But regardless, I'm letting you know that there is only one layout here, and it is not up for discussion. Okay? So with regard to theming, it's going to have a nice theme that I'm using, this Mac Tahoe GTK theme, icon theme, cursors, and I went ahead and customized the terminal and the panel. It looks okay. I mean, it's not, you know, is it the slickest thing in the universe? No, but it looks a lot better than what you would get XFCE out of the box. You're going to come down here and you're going to say download. All right, let's go ahead and do that. So it doesn't really matter to me, but as far as the size of the ISO, it is 2.22 gigabytes. And if I was to look at what the Debian XFCE live ISO is, it's over 3.5 gigabytes. So I think that this will install faster than the one that you're going to get on Debian's website. Having said that, yeah, I don't know. This, like I said, this is kind of like a carefully curated one-stop install method. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and download the ISO and burn it to a USB. Now, having done that, I am going to go ahead and do this in a faster way. By the way, if anyone asks me what this is, what I'm currently using, this is my Sway setup, and I'm going to go reboot. Okay. Now I'm going to hopefully hit the F12 key quick enough so that I can get to the menu. There we go. menu. So I'm going to go down here to the UEFI, so the USB stick. All right, and I'm going to click on that. And we are going to visit this page here. It says Butterbian at the top, and it has live system AMD 64. And I'm going to go click on that. And I'm going to give it a second here. Actually, I'll pause. Okay, this is the live ISO. Okay, this is XFCE, at least the version of XFCE that I am shipping with this ISO. For those of you that have not seen what XFCE looks like out of the box or in the Debian Live ISO, it's going to look something similar to this. Okay, it's going to have a panel at the top. It's going to have a panel at the bottom, and the onus is on you to make it look better. So we can debate whether what I've chosen looks better or not. I think it looks fine, and that's all I was going for. Now, while we're here in the live XFCE environment, let's take a look around. If I click on this, this is the whisker menu and is not part of XFCE, even though it probably should be out of the box. Okay. If you are looking obviously at the bottom here, okay, it's going to have the workspaces, and right now there's only 4 workspaces defined. I've got Firefox, I've got Thunar, and this is what Thunar is going to look like with the theming that I talked about earlier. Okay, and then I went ahead and did a special XF. I didn't change the terminal. This is XFCE, the XFCE4 terminal that has been modified. I've also included Butterbash. So if you, like, for example, this is stuff that you're not going to see like right out of the box. You're going to have to do all this work. And I wanted to have something that to me was usable. Okay. So I've included Butterbash. I've included a kind of like modified XFCE4 terminal. And that's pretty much it. I mean, if I had to, I did add key binding. So if I use super spacebar, for example, the application finder is going to come up. If I say appearance, it's right there. Click on appearance. Okay. And yes, the Tahoe, and then the Tahoe dark icons. Also, if you put, let's just go ahead and add the terminal, which is again, super and then enter. Okay. It's going to put it where it wants to. Now you can use key binding. I'm just going to say super right arrow and then left arrow. So super right, super left, and super down and super up. Okay. And you can pretty much, you know, figure out what you want to do here. All right. Now I did want to keep everything fairly light and not very customized. So I did put in like fast fetch. If you want, you can take a look at that. But at the same time, I mean, the real goal was to get the Debian installed with the proper formatting for ButterFS. So let's do that. I'm going to click on install Debian, and we're going to go next. Okay, and I am in the eastern part of the US, so I'm going to hit next. Default. Yep. And again, this is, I'm going to suggest that you just use erase. You pick your disk, which is, there's only one on this machine. Okay. And it's going to erase the disk and set up the subvolumes. Okay. As soon as I do that, okay, it's going to ask me for my name. Okay. And let's next. I'm going to check in, say, oh, is this okay? Yes, the answer. So I'm going to install, and it says install Butterbian XFCE, install now. And I will pause here, but the comments that I've had from my friends that have installed this is that they have been kind of like impressed, I guess maybe that's the best way, to how quickly this actually installs. And I wish I would have just started a clock so that I could have told you exactly how long, but I'm going to go ahead and pause. I'm going to guess it's going to be about, I don't know, 7 minutes, but that's my guess. So I was off. Okay, I don't know if you guys will recognize this, but I was looking at this corner here and I was like, wow, all right, it was 3:24 when I hit go, and now it's 3:28. So it didn't take 7 minutes. It took a lot less. And I'm going to go with done. All right, and I will pause until it's time to log back in. All right, so XFCE is checked on, and I am going to log in. And it's going to look exactly the same as it did before, except for this right here. And this is a launcher that I have. On first launch, it is going to update your system and prompt you to set up Timeshift. So I'm just going to say yes. Okay, put in your password. And now it's going to ask you to set up Timeshift. All right, let's go ahead and say yes. And right there. So we're going to use ButterFS, hit next. Okay, this is the disk that it has been, actually I should have taken this, this out. That was my USB stick that I left in, and I'm just going to go next. Okay, again, you can set this for anything you want. I'm going to say next. I usually include home subvolumes in the backups. That's just a personal preference. Yes, and hit finish. Okay, now it is going to prompt me. I'm going to go ahead and create my first snapshot. All right, and I'm going to just comment this that it's first. All right, there you go. All right, and it went ahead, and you can see that it went ahead and created that snapshot. Now I'm going to go ahead and close this. Okay. Now I want to show you something, so I'm going to go ahead and open up a terminal again. Now, since I am using Butterbash and there is an alias for install, I'm just going to say install btop. And when it installs it, you're going to see that it created a snapshot. So now if I sudo reboot, there should be two snapshots. The one where I said first, and then the second one, which will say before apt or apt. Now I'm hoping that my video continues to run and I don't have to stop recording. Okay, oh, there we go, right here. And then it says two snapshots, and one it says before apt and the other one says first. So knowing that I installed, actually I should have probably done that before, huh? Anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and select before apt and select that. And so when I go back and I want to run btop, it should not be there. Hopefully, again, my video doesn't crap out when I have this type of, like, I don't know, refresh issues. There we go. I think that worked. So let's go in and, oop, did I do something wrong? There we go. All right. So now if I open up the terminal, since I did go back to a previous snapshot, btop is not going to be there. Okay, let's go ahead. Actually, go over here. Let's do another restart. Okay, that way we know we can go back to that point, but I can also go back to when btop was already there. So I'm just going to go click on this. And then hopefully, again, my video doesn't stop. It's been frustrating over the last couple minutes because I have had to do this section several times now. Okay. All right, and if I open this up, did I hit something? I don't know. Okay. And if I say btop, boom, it's there. Okay. That was a lot of fun. Anyway, it's taken me months to get to this point. I don't know if anybody is going to use this, but it was a really interesting mental exercise for me to see if I could get the ButterFS snapshots to work right out of the box. Again, I understand how limiting it is to only have one person's opinion about how to lay out your drive partitions. And I get that. But if you want something really easy to use out of the box and you want to have Timeshift available to you, this is an option. Now, last thing I am going to say is that I know there's going to be friends of mine that will say, hey man, how come you didn't do DWM? Or how come you didn't use Sway or something like that? Let's go back to Butterbian.org, okay? You're going to notice here where it says base is coming soon. The idea for that, and again, I'm not going to put a time on it, but it says coming soon, and I'm going to use a minimal open box live environment to do the XFCE, to do all the Timeshift stuff, but it's also going to allow me to launch an installer that says, oh yeah, you want DWM or i3 or what have you, and you will be able to do that. It's an interesting thing where I have in this phase. Like I said before, XFCE is about 2.2 gigabytes. This base one is going to be about 1.4, I'd say. So anyway, probably too much information at the end of the video, but you know me, can't shut up. So with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.